So the wait is over, folks. This weekend sees the return of the Premier League, and I got Matchday 1 predictions coming up next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're kicking it all off in the Premier League 2019-2020 Matchday 1 coming at ya in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, get you bang up to date with all things Premier League related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related. We're going to all hear Rooskies. That's right, boys and girls, we are back. Here it is. Match day number 1. We're going to predict each and every one of the old Premier League fixtures right here. And in the future, I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to tell you at the end of the show, just a reminder, in the future, from the September onwards, probably after the international break, we'll be doing these live, and you can participate in the old predictions element of the show on an interactive basis. So it's going to be nice. Looking forward to doing it. Did something similar with the Copa America and all that kind of boring stuff. But this is the real deal, folks. So let's get cracking, shall we? And take a little look at El Prem de la Prem, boys and girls. Hopefully, I'm locked and loaded. So, obviously, we're going to start right here with a squeaky clean Premier League. And according to my records right now, Liverpool are top of the pops with Norwich second. And down the bottom, we've got the Power 4, or 3 of the Power 4 struggling in the drop zone. Now, I don't know. I think the reason why it's laid out like this on this website where I get it from is because Norwich and Liverpool open up the campaign, and Matchday, the end of the weekend, will have Manchester United against Chelsea. So, I don't know. For whatever reason, that's how it's laid out. But, yeah, imagine if it ended up like that, with Manchester City still get Champions League football, but 3 big power clubs would go down. But anyway, that's all fun and games. That's dreamland stuff, boys and girls. So let's take a look at opening day fixtures, and it kicks it all off right here, Friday, the 9th of August. Now, the kickoff times here are listed in Central European time, so just deduct an hour if you are watching in the UK, deduct a few hours if you're watching it in the US of A, like me. So, Liverpool will take on Norwich, the opening game of the campaign. Now, we've just had the dress rehearsal yesterday, the Community Shield, Charity Shield, whatever you want to call it. I think Manchester United coming out top, was it 1-1 final score, Sterling and Matip with the goal scorers, and then penalty shootout and blah blah blah. Boring snore fest. Who cares? I don't really care. But anyway, so Liverpool will kick off the campaign up against Norwich at Anfield. Now, the record between these two sides are, well, give me a moment. They've played each other around about 30 times, give or take. Maybe, about 60 times, give or take. 35 wins for Liverpool, 15 draws, and Norwich have picked up 14 wins over the years. Now, the bookmakers have Liverpool red-hot favourites here, 7-1 on. The draw is 7-1, and Norwich picking up a victory is 14-1. So it's 2 German coaches locking horns here, Klopp and the Farkmeister. But ultimately, you've got to go with the European champions on this one. So I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0 win. Opening day for Liverpool, and because they need to get themselves off to a flyer. Next up on Saturday is West Ham up against Manchester City. It's the noon kickoff on the UK time. Now, obviously, Manchester City are the champions, Prem de la Prem. They've not really strengthened their team too much. Got brought in a couple of players as well, but just kind of little, squad added some squad depth. Obviously, they've lost company and all that kind of stuff. West Ham as well, still trying to figure out who they are. And again, this week we're going to hopefully see the climax of a very frantic last few days of the transfer window. So maybe West Ham will be very active in that. They've lost Andy Carroll. I don't know who else is their top striker. I thought they bought that Keller fella, Sebastian Keller, from somewhere in Germany when he scored bucket loads of goals. So West Ham will take on Manchester City. Now, the odds between these two sides, 55 wins for Man City, 37 for West Ham, 18 draws between them. The bookies have West Ham 11-1 to win this one, Manchester City 4-1 on 19-4. The draw, obviously, you got to go with the champions here, even though this is a bit of a tricky one. You know, West Ham can perform under on any given day, beat anybody, and this could be a bit of a road awakening for Manchester City, a bit of a post Premier League hangover suspect. Now we get to some more complicated ones. Bournemouth up against Sheffield United. Now, these two sides have locked horns a few times over the years. In fact, no, they haven't. Only 15 times. 1 win for Bournemouth, 10 wins for Sheffield United. 4 draws between them. The bookmakers do go with Bournemouth here, 19-20 for the victory for Bournemouth. 13-5 for Sheffield United, obviously making their return to the Premier League. And 13-5 the draw. Sheffield United spending a bit of money as well, improving their squad. Freeman's comes in. I think McBurney's come in. Jagielka at the back. They've also got some other players that completely off my mind at the moment. Bournemouth strengthening their defence as well, but I don't think I don't think some of those players will make it. I think they're injury bound. Brooks has also picked up an injury. So I am going to go with Bournemouth, though, here 2-0. It's going to be harsh for Sheffield United to start their campaign all the way down south at Bournemouth. So they'll pick up a victory and they will settle up for that one. Burnley take on Southampton. Obviously, them six-fingered freakazoids still in the Premier League. But for how long? I think with Dyche in charge, they'll just hang on this season. But yeah, they're trying to make some last-minute splurges in the transfer market. But ultimately, they've not done much as well. Southampton, they brought in Shea Adams. I'd like to see him, see how well he copes this season. So we'll see how that all pans out. Now the bookmakers, the form book between these two sides. Burnley have played Southampton around about 60 times, give or take. 21 wins for Burnley, 20 wins for Southampton, 17 draws between them. The bookmakers do have Burnley 6-4 favourites on this one, 15-8 for Southampton, 11-5 the draw. I am going with Burnley at Turf Moor. They can be a bit of a stubborn force, and I think they'll just edge it on day one. Crystal Palace with Wilfried Zaha, or will it be Everton with Wilfried Zaha? I think at the minute the money is that he'll stay with Crystal Palace. Everton are doing bits as well in the transfer market, picking up Moses Keane, no relation to Stevie Boy, but yeah, I think it's been quite a good, productive transfer window for Everton, bringing in quality, not necessarily quantity, but quality players to make that push from a mid-table team to top six, perhaps. Now, these two sides have duked it out. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Crystal Palace up against Everton. 13 wins for Crystal Palace, 16 draws, 20 wins for Everton over the years. The bookmakers have found this one tough to call. 9-5 for Palace, 6-4 for Everton, 9-4 the draw. Me, I'm playing it right down the middle with a 1-1 draw, folks. That's right. Watford will take on Brighton. Obviously, if you have not checked out my prediction video already, I do have Watford tipped for a bit of a struggle season, but I'm not as bad as Brighton. I think with Potter in charge, I think this is going to be a bit of a I don't know. You know, it's come too soon for Potter. Don't get me wrong, I rate him as a coach. I just think he needs a bit more time in the English game. So these two sides have locked horns. A fair bunch over in the lower leagues. 44 wins for Brighton, 36 for Watford, 34 draw games are drawn between them. The bookmakers have 10-11 for Watford, 3-1 for Brighton, 12-5 the draw. I am going with a 2-1 win for Watford at Vicarage Road. You don't muck about with them boys at home. Spurs take on Villa in a very, very interesting game. Obviously, Villa spending oodles and oodles of cash. It's like they won the lottery. Well, they have. They won the Premier League lottery. Up against Spurs, who have also dabbled a little bit, and they might make some last-minute splurges as well in the transfer window. Now, these two sides have locked horns a bunch of times. 77 victories for Tell a Lie. Where are we? Where are we? I was looking at the wrong data there. 56 wins for Villa, 72 wins for Spurs, 35 draws. Now, the bookmakers have it 3-10 for Spurs, 9-1 for Villa, 17-4 the draw. And that's what I've gone for. I've gone for a surprising 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals in this one. I just think it's going to be a bit of a rust. You know, Tottenham having a long old season. Still got missing key players, really. You know, Dele Alli ain't going to be there. Still some question marks about their defence. Yeah, and you just don't know. I just don't know. Moving on to Sunday's games. Leicester taking on Wolves. Now, these guys finished respectively in the table, quite close behind. The record between the two sides is 38 wins for Leicester, 28 draws, 43 victories for Wolves. The bookmakers have it 13-10 Leicester, 21-10 Wolves, 11-5 the draw. Leicester could be in my little surprise package to break into that top six this season. Wolves also could be duking it out, but they've also got European football on their agenda already. I'm actually going goals galore on this one. 4 in total, 3 for Leicester, 1 for Wolves, and give themselves a boost. And Rodgers is well equipped in this league. Meanwhile, Newcastle take on Arsenal, and again a tricky game this one to open up the campaign for the Gooners. They've knocked on each other's doors a fair bit. 77 victories for Arsenal, 67 for Newcastle, 38 draws between them. The bookmakers, even though I've revealed the score, 7-2 for the Toon, 4-5 for the Gooners, and 13-5 for the draw. I am going with a slightly favourable away win, 2-1 on the day, but it's going to be nervy. Joe Allerton might get a goal. You never know. And Arsenal with Pepe, been spending a bit of money, even though they said they were only going to spend about 40 odd million. They spent more than that. And there it is, the game of the weekend, also on Sunday. Bit of a Super Sunday affair, this one. Manchester United up against Chelsea at Old Trafford. Let's go take a look at this. So these two sides have duked it out a fair bunch over the years. 54 victories for Chelsea, 78 for United. 51 games were drawn. The bookmakers finding it difficult. 11-10 for United, 5-2 for Chelsea, 23-10 for the draw. For me, I am actually going to go with home advantage here. Solskjaer's been at the helm a little bit longer, and he's duked it out as well with the big boys over the years. Lampard, yeah, it's a rude awakening as well, but to kick off your Premier League managerial reign at Old Trafford, it's a bit of a spectacle, but unfortunately, they're going to be on the wrong end of a 2-1 defeat to get off for United. A fantastic start as taking on one of the Power 4, Power 6 in your first game and getting home with a win. That is not too shabby. Indeedio. And if my results work out the way they were or the way they are, this is what the Premier League table will look like after match day 1. Manchester City are second, Liverpool first, Leicester, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Burnley, Watford and United make up a unbeaten top 8. And down the bottom, Norwich, Sheffield United and West Ham are going down, boys and girls. Remember, this is just match day 1. We're going to do each and every one of these match days. We're going to have the predictions right here on the channel. Make sure you stick your own predictions in your comment section down below, and I'll take a look at them, repost them on the next week's video, see how many of the predictions and the games you guys got right compared to how many I got right, and all that kind of shandangle. Now, also, another bit of admin for you. I have got a live fantasy football league. This is the last few days. Come on, there you go. Last few days before it closes, so get involved. It's free to enter. You can win $10, €10, £10 a month for the Managerial of the Month award, and also $100, €100, wherever you are in the 100 yen, if you win the grand prize. What is going on with my camera? So get involved. The code is up there at the gym. Punch that in there, and then you get them. If you're playing, you might as well just pop it in there. We've got knocking on 100 folks in there already, so looking good, lag, looking good. And also let you know again, I'll be doing these predictions throughout the season. I also be doing predictions for the Champions League and the Championship, and these all 3 of them will be live going in September. And if you're bored on Saturday, also in September onwards, check me out on Twitch. I'll do live watch-alongs for the mighty blue and white. Or should I say the mighty blue and shite after the opening game of the season. So, folks, that is your lot. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. New videos pretty much every single day, boys and girls. How will your team get on in match day 1 in the Premier League? Will you start with a victory or will you start with a defeat? Don't get too disheartened, folks. It's only game 1. So that's what I've been told this whole weekend. It's only game 1. Don't worry about it. Rovers will bounce back. We'll have to see. But yeah, looking forward to the end of the transfer window. Maybe we'll have some big names arriving or leaving, which can disrupt the flux. You know, Man United is still linked with a whole host of players. I don't think Chelsea transfer ban. Man City might dabble with a defender. Liverpool have been pretty quiet. Arsenal still looking at other bits and pieces. So it could all change, boys and girls. Give me your thoughts and opinions about the summer, the transfer window, and of course, make sure you give your own predictions in the comment section down below. Until I see you all again, which will be very, very soon. Thumbs up, a subscribe, a ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.